Hey guys, and welcome to the 21st Legion. My name is Brynley, and today I'm going to be taking you through a quick tutorial on how to make your own barbed wire. So, I use barbed wire quite extensively with my towel. Originally, I just wanted something different to break up the usual base. I didn't want something too crazy and too expensive, but still something that would stand out. And I found that barbed wire has actually been really good for a vast majority of my miniatures. So as you can see on this fire warrior, you've just got a couple of coils of barbed wire just to look like he's standing over in a war zone. I've repeated the same technique, except I've just added a filthy Chaos Nurgle head with this Crute. There's a bit of a story behind him. We might get into that another day. And then on this model here, this is a Colstar Commander, as we will be seeing a lot of in 8th, I'm sure. And on the back, he's got a fair amount of barbed wire. This is probably the second most barbed wire ever made. It's pretty good, and I like it. And then here we have one of my more extravagant basing jobs. As you can see, there's a fair amount of barbed wire on this one. That probably took about maybe a meter of wire to make. And but I made all this myself. I don't buy it. I just make it because I'm cheap. And I'll be showing you how to be cheap as well. So let's crack into it. So one of the key ingredients that you'll need to make your own barbed wire is, curiously enough, wire. So I use 1 gauge wire to start with. What I use next to wrap around it is a slightly smaller gauge of wire, and as you can see, it is in fact much smaller. I'm actually hoping that it shows up in the video. What you want is obviously your wire. I use 1 mil and a slightly smaller gauge of the wire. This is actually found in copper wiring. The next thing you'll need is something to wrap it around after you've entwined it, and that would be a brush. I use the good old Citadel tank brush from, I'm not really sure when I picked this up, but it's seen a fair amount of abuse. Also good for wire. And the last thing you need is a pair of side cutters, or parrot beak cutters as I've heard them called. Alright, so step 1 of making your own barbed wire is to firstly twist your 2 different diameters of wire together. So I'm going to try and make this look as simple as possible, but I will undoubtedly make it look like an epic failure, and with any luck my good editor will just fast forward through this awkwardness and make it look fast and brilliant. But who knows, he might not. He might just have to listen to me ramble for a little bit longer. Okay, there is a faster way to do this. That's using an electric drill. I understand that not everyone owns an electric drill, which is why we're doing it by hand. But if, I don't know, look, if you really want me to show you how to use the electric drill option, which allows you to make a lot more, a lot faster, then I don't know, put a comment down in the comment section. Let us know that you are actually watching, and also thank you for watching our videos. It means a lot as a content creator that someone's watching. I mean, even if it is you just listening while you're painting, or you're just doing your own thing, or you just want to chill out and do absolutely nothing other than listen to. Alright, so this is your barbed wire. Nothing too fancy, nothing really to be proud of just yet, but if you've got this far, good on you. Oh, let's try and get some focus going on. There we go, look at that, nice and pretty. Now look, as I said, you can actually spread this out a bit. if you really want to. Oh my goodness. Let's try and get this focus going. There we go. Try and get this to spread out a little bit more. You can just kind of move it. Move it if you need to. Just give it a bit of a wiggle so it looks a little bit more interesting, a little bit more. It doesn't want to focus today at all. There we go, so it looks a bit better. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the next step of our glorious endeavour into making our own barbed wire is to make the coils themselves. So this is where our tank brush comes in. We're going to wrap it around it. You don't have to use a tank brush. You can use really whatever you want to be the thickness or the gauge of the wire you want. Like, again, remember that you can just vary the size of the wire that you want and vary the size of the coils that you want to make, depending on how big your wire is and how big your basically the device is that you're wrapping your stuff around. Right, so for this bit, so what we're going to do, we're going to move this wire down here a little bit more. So the idea is that we've got a bit of a gap at the end here, because that's going to wrap on the end. So just want to get a nice firm grip. Just grab onto it about halfway up, and you're just going to bend it. Just going to bend it around, nice and easy. Nice and twist it. Just twist it around. Yep, there you go. And look, and there you go. Fancy that, and then you're going to pull it off. Look at that. Look at that, your own barbed wire section. Doesn't look like much, but it's barbed wire. It's not going to look pretty. Alright, so the next bit is that you're going to get your handy dandy side cutters, and you're going to cut off the bits that you don't want. I'm just going to drop stuff everywhere because that's what I do. Now be careful, this stuff does fling off at a pretty quick rate if you're not careful, but I suppose as long as you're not too silly, you'll be alright. Then you just want to wrap off any these bits that are chilling around, and look, there you go, you just made a coil of barbed wire. Alright, well that's it. That's it for making barbed wire. Obviously, you can make more. You want to make more, you need more wire of both varieties. If you want to make bigger strands, you get a bigger thing to wrap it around. The bit that was on this riptide here, that was about 1.5 meters of barbed wire to be made, and that took a long time to coil and make. I didn't use a drill for that. I should have. But that's it. Look, I'm gonna be sticking it on a base and painting it up, and I'll show you how to paint it in another video. So someone will throw a link on this video or in the comments somewhere. Tag along, like us, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.